What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and here's my next episode of Joe Winko Talk. So, this is going to be a somewhat long and personal episode of Joe Winko Talk. Um, it is going to be a little gloomy, but I'm going to try my best not to make it seem so gloomy, but it is going to be quite a bit gloomy. This is going to be an episode. This episode of Joe Winko Talk is going to be about the relationship I said I was looking for. So, if any of you remember, in my last episode of Joe Winko Talk, my 2017 episode of Joe Winko Talk, I stated that I was looking for a father son relationship. And I posted about this on Facebook and on other sites too. Like, right now I'm on quite a few dating sites trying to find this, and the dating sites that I'm on right now are OkCupid. I had no luck there. Real Jock, Daddy Hunt, which I barely even use, Seeking Arrangement, Silver Daddies, FetLife, and I also tried finding this on Facebook, and now I'm trying to find it on YouTube too. So yeah, this is my first time posting a video about it, really. So as I said earlier, I'm looking for a father-son relationship. And let me read to you what I posted on Facebook. I have it up right here. Let me get to that. Okay. This is what I posted on one of the relationship groups on Facebook. So I posted that I live in West Dallas, Wisconsin, and I'm looking for a father-son relationship with a man who will share his home and life with me and who loves going on road trips. When it comes to sex, I only like receiving oral, but I can top if you give me a Cialis. But I can't take up the ass and I don't suck cock. I'm more of a homebody. I don't drink or smoke at all or go out to bars or clubs either. If you're interested, just send me a friend request. So, yeah, that's the relationship I'm looking for in complete honesty, really. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this episode of Joe Winko Talk. So before I get started on talking all about this, I'm just going to throw this out there. If any man watching this video would be interested in pursuing that relationship with me, my email is joeisawesomeforlife@yahoo.com, and I'm going to have it in the description of this video as well, and in the comments of this video. So if you see this video and say, oh hey, this boy seems really nice, I think me and him might work out, I like what he's looking for, I'm going to go and contact him. So you're able to, because in all honesty, that's kind of the point of this video, really. But I'm also going to be explaining this some more. So I've been looking for this for like about a year, kinda, and people were kind of misunderstanding that posts. They claim that I'm trying to use someone and trying to take advantage of someone, but really that's not true. I mean, I really do want something long term. I want to find a man who I can stay with for the rest of his life and for what's left of my life. And I honestly never had a father figure in my life at all, really. The closest thing I had was my biological uncle, Romario, who, as you all know, is deceased now. Because my biological father, as I said in my sleep paralysis episode of Joe Winko Talk, he tried drowning me and my twin brother in a sink when we were infants. He actually killed my twin brother. I didn't die at all. And he died in prison, and he deserved to die in prison, and I'm glad he's gone. And my adoptive dad is no good. Just letting you all know. He kind of screwed me over in a way too, but I'm not going to get into detail on that. But my adoptive parents are no good, really. And when I was living with my adoptive parents, I never felt welcome there. I always felt my adoptive parents give off so much negative energy, and I never felt welcome there, and they made it clear that I wasn't. The whole entire time I was living with them, they made it clear that I wasn't welcome there, especially after I came back when my uncle Romario went into a coma from cancer. They still made it clear that I was not welcome there. And to be honest with you guys, that was that was not a good feeling. It really wasn't. That really wore me down quite a bit, really, and it still wears me down to this day, really. Even though I'm away from them right now, I'm living in an apartment that they're paying for, because they didn't have the guts to throw me out on the streets yet. They didn't have the guts to throw me out on the streets yet, but they already said that they're not going to be taking care of this they're not going to be keeping this apartment up for me forever, and eventually I will be out on the streets. They remind me of that pretty often, just letting you all know. But I don't know. That's kind of why I'm looking for this relationship, really. Um, but the only person who I lived with who really made me feel welcome was my uncle Mario, and I truly felt like I was home when I was living with him in the Dominican Republic back in 2008 and 2009. But he's not alive anymore, so he's he's not an option now. I can't go back to live with him because he's gone. It hurts, but it's true, and I just have to accept it. But after all, overall, I really do want something long term. I wanted to find a man who's lonely, like I am, and who would think of me as. I wanted a man who was like really lonely and like I am, so that's one thing me and him would have in common. But also to think of me in a way as the son he never had. So I was really looking for someone older. I really prefer men in their 40s, but I honestly don't mind age at all. It doesn't matter how old he is, if he's 40, 50, or 60, um, or older than that, really. But I wanted to find a nice man who'd think of me as a son he never had, except with the sexual aspect added to it, of course. And also, most importantly, well, not exactly most importantly, but also, I really want to leave Wisconsin because I seriously hate this state. There's too many bad memories here, and I want to leave it for good. And here's something else I posted on my fan page on Facebook. You guys probably already saw it. I posted it there twice, but here it is. It's a map. So, this is a map of the USA, obviously, and it's all the places I'd rather live in. They're all highlighted in pink. Because I hate Wisconsin and I really want to leave that state. And I posted that so I could find like a relationship with a guy who'd want to take me out of Wisconsin, take me far away from my adoptive parents forever, and just have me live with him and just have me live with him and make my YouTube videos with him and everything. And I thought that'd be really nice. And I really do want to move down south. The states I really do want to live in are the Carolinas or in Georgia or Florida, because those would be a lot better. Because the South is better. Warmer weather. There's also palm trees down in the South, and as you all know, I love palm trees because whenever I see palm trees, I always feel really happy because I feel like I'm at home. Because I remember one time, when I went to Florida earlier this year, there were palm trees everywhere. I saw so many palm trees. And this is going to sound weird, but I actually started crying because I thought they were so beautiful and I felt like I was at home, really. Because back when I used to live in the Dominican Republic with my uncle Mario, there were palm trees everywhere and I always loved palm trees. I think they're beautiful. So, yeah, maybe it's my autism mind that causes me to like palm trees so much because I don't think a normal-minded person would feel that spiritually connected to palm trees, but I definitely do feel connected to palm trees, so that's the reason why I want to move down south. But also Tennessee, Kentucky, and even Ohio would be fine as long as it's in the southern region of Ohio, because Ohio could get pretty cold, but like in the southern region near the Ohio River, I wouldn't mind living there, really. Because it's not really far from down south at all. The southern region of Ohio isn't. So, yeah. So, just throwing that out there. And I want to be far away from Wisconsin. The farther away from Wisconsin I am, the better. Like down south in the southeast, because there's so many bad memories here, and I really want to leave it for good. And when I post about this on Facebook, about the relationship I'm looking for, people get really nasty at me, and they tell me, oh, you're never going to find this, or oh, you're not even gay at all. Well, let me say this first. I understand that the chances of me finding this relationship that I'm looking for, I understand that the chances of me finding it are very, very small that I will end up finding this relationship. I understand that there's a very small chance. But you know what? That's not going to stop me. I'm going to keep trying to find this relationship, keep trying to find the father-son relationship, keep trying to find that lonely man I just described who would love for me to come live with him and who would love to go on long road trips with me and who would love to live down south with me and everything, what I just explained. Because that's what I'm looking for, and it's definitely worth a shot. Because as I said earlier, what it is the choices are really clear. It's either find this a type of relationship like this, or death, really. But as I said earlier, I'm not afraid of death at all. I'm not afraid of death at all, but I'm gonna try to avoid it on some level because I do want to stay alive and make my YouTube videos. But I'm not afraid of death at all. So, like, if I ever ended up finding a guy who said, "Oh, Joe, this relationship sounds good. I'll take care of you. I'll be your father and everything." And if I went to go live with him, and it turns out that he was like an abusive psychopath who tried to control me and tried forcing me to do bad things, what I would just do is I would just say, you know what, screw it. I got unlucky. I found a bad guy. I'm just gonna run off and just gonna leave you. I know I'm not gonna last long out on the streets, but you're harming me, forcing me to do stuff I don't like at all, so I'm just gonna leave. That's how it would be. And then I would just have to accept my fate then. And I really do not want that to happen. I'm gonna try to make sure I don't get into that situation. But yeah, just throwing that out there to just in case a bad guy is watching this video and is thinking that, and that's not going to work with me. Just letting you all know. I don't fall for learned helplessness, so yeah. But as I said in my 2017 episode of Joe Winko Talk, I cannot get a job at all because it's too stressful, it's too overwhelming because I have autism and ADHD. That makes it too stressful for me to work a job and having to come in when they want me to, having to do what they want me to. It's not good, really. And no job equals me being homeless, and me being homeless equals no way for me to get my insulin at all, and no way to get my insulin at all equals equals lights out for me because I'm a type 1 diabetic and I can't live without insulin at all, and I can't get insulin if I'm homeless. So, but that's what would happen, really. But I'm gonna try, but as I said earlier, I'm not afraid of dying, but I'm gonna try to avoid it. I'm gonna try to stay alive so I can keep making videos for YouTube for years, keep making my Sims 2 videos, keep making my Joe Winko talks, keep making my Chilling Crimes. And, also, another thing that I noticed in my most recent episode of Joe Winko Talk, in my last episode of Joe Winko Talk, the 2017 episode of Joe Winko Talk, a lot of people kept leaving comments on that episode, and they kept telling me, "Oh no, Joe, please don't die. You can't die. Don't die, Joe." Well, I don't think they're understanding that that's not really up to me at all. Like, I'm trying not to die. I said that in my 2017 episode of Joe Winko Talk, and I'm also explaining that here, right now. But in all honesty, that really all goes back to, no offense to any of my younger viewers, but that honestly all goes back to what I was saying in that episode, that a lot of people who watch my videos on YouTube, like most of the people who watch my videos on YouTube are like 9, 10, 11, and 12 years old. Kids that young, they're not going to understand my problems I'm going through. I'm 21 years old right now. They're not going to understand that. They're not going to understand that that's out of my control and that that's not up to me at all. They're not going to understand that at all. So, of course, they're going to type that because they don't understand it, though. And that's honestly why I'm trying to attract more older and adult fans, because if I attract older and adult fans, they all understand that. Get what I'm saying? So, yeah. But with looking for this type of relationship, one major problem I've been having is once in a while I'll find a guy who will tell me, like, he'll message me on Seeking Arrangement or Silver Daddies or Facebook, and he'll tell me, oh, I read what you were looking for. I'm looking for that too. You should move in with me and be my son. I'll be your father. I always wanted a guy to treat like my son. And I'll start talking to him though, because I won't just move in with someone right away. I want to talk to them. What my plan is to talk to them, get to know them a bit, then have them send me a round trip bus ticket so I can come in and visit them for a few days, make sure that they're okay and everything, and make sure that we're compatible. And then once I come back and I keep talking to them, then once I find out that we really are compatible, then we eventually plan for me to move in with them, and then I stay with them then. But when a guy comes and tells me, I'm interested in what you're looking for, I can help you with that, then what I start doing is, like, we'll start talking to each other and we'll email each other every day. But after a while, I won't hear from him again, and I won't get any replies from him ever, and I won't ever hear from him again, because this is what I get from that. Because he was all talk. That's why. The guy I was talking to, because he's all talk, and he didn't really mean it when he said, oh, I'm interested in what you're looking for. He just wanted to talk to me for a couple days, and then he ditches me. And to be honest with you, ever since I've been looking for this, that has happened way too often, and it really kind of makes me upset. So I'm honestly looking for a guy who's very persistent and very literal with what he says, because that's what they said about people with autism. They take things very literally, but when normal people say stuff, they don't mean what they say literally all the time, and it really sucks, really. And yeah. But also, when I post about this on Facebook, when I post about the relationship I'm looking for on Facebook and the men seeking men for relationship groups on Facebook, guys there always tell me, oh, you don't suck cock or take it up the ass at all. You must be straight and you must be just looking for a random guy to pay your way. And it really pisses me off when someone says that. When someone says that I'm not actually gay at all and that I'm really straight. I am not lying about my sexuality. I'm attracted to men. I only like men. I am gay. And I hate it when people try to say that I'm not. And it just so happens that I don't like sucking cock at all, and that I can't take it up the ass. I can't take it up the ass because I have an injury that prevents me from doing that. And you just don't want to stick anything in my ass or in my mouth. And I don't like sucking cock. I don't enjoy doing that. And from my perspective, what I believe in is if you don't like doing something, and everyone should think this too, if you don't like doing something, you don't have to do it at all, and you shouldn't do it at all. So that's what it should be. And in all honesty, I really only like receiving oral, and a lot of guys keep dissing me because I need Cialis to be the insertive partner during anal sex. But let me explain to you why I do need Cialis for that. So, I'm not really used to anal at all. I rarely have anal sex with a guy, really. Most guys I have done that with, I only used to do it back when I was a teenager, like back when I was 15, 16, and back when I was 14, 15, and 16. But most guys I have done that with, most of the time they are not, oh god, I don't mean to gross you guys out, but most of the time they're not clean at all. Like, they don't keep their anal region clean at all, and that is really not good when they don't, and it's an extreme turnoff, and I had really bad experiences with that being top, and it seems like I had so many bad experiences with it. Like, nowadays I go limp when a guy wants me to fuck him in the ass or penetrate him anally, I go limp because I always go back to that day. And even if he's really cleaned out good, and even if he's shaved and everything, I still go limp. But like one time I met up with a guy and we had sex with each other, and he wanted me to top him, and he gave me a Cialis to use because he was on Cialis, so he gave me a Cialis to use, and that stuff worked like magic. I did perfectly fine with it, really. I can't orgasm from fucking a guy in the ass or having anal sex, and I wasn't to then because I wasn't really used to it enough, but I did perfectly fine getting him off, though, if that counts. Sorry if that's TMI, just being honest. So that's why I asked for the Cialis. Like, because if a guy wants me to top him, I want to make sure I do really well, and I want to make sure that it makes him happy and everything. So that's why I asked him for Cialis. And I heard that you could order Cialis online, that there's a way of getting it for really cheap online. I have to look into that. And, you know, for all I know, I probably took out a prescription. Because as you guys know, I have type 1 diabetes, and one thing that type 1 diabetes causes is erectile dysfunction in men, no matter how old they are. Type 1 diabetes will cause erectile dysfunction in men. So even though I'm 21 years old and everyone thinks that just because I'm 20 years old I should be able to get hard in an instant, like if a guy just wants to go down on me, I'm easily able to get hard and easily able to orgasm. But if a guy wants me to fuck him in the ass, then I need the Cialis for that, though. So that's why, and the type 1 diabetes definitely affects it too. And the guys who type that about me are they're just plain ignorant, honestly. And they think that I'm straight because I need Cialis to top a guy. That gets on my nerves, really. You know, to be gay guys, they're really ignorant and really judgmental and really mean. Also, the reason why I want to go on road trips, the reason why I want to find a guy who wants to take me out on road trips is because I think that's just a fun way that would just be a fun way for me and him to bond with each other. Like, and also, I kind of get a little bit stir crazy when I'm in the house all the time, really. Like I just feel like going out on a long drive, and I just wanted to find a guy who would like taking me out on a long drive and just have me in the passenger seat, and he just likes being the driver and everything. Because I get too nervous while driving, and I don't like driving at all. But I just wanted to find a guy who, I heard that some guys love driving and love doing it, and they would love to have company with them while they're driving. So if a guy who likes driving wants to have company with them, me and him would be perfect then. That's the thing. And even though I'm 21 years old right now, I do not go to bars. I do not go to nightclubs. I'm a homebody. Most of the time, almost all the time actually, I'm just at home on my computer or I'm exercising. So that's what I do with all my time. I'm just at home on my computer exercising. So I would always be with him. I wouldn't, because I heard that some older men who date guys in their 20s, they complain about how the 20-year-old guys just want to go out to nightclubs and party and everything, and how they don't want to do all that because they're already past that age and everything. They just want to stay at home, but their younger partners want to go out and party. They would never have that problem with me because I just like being at home on my computer or exercising or doing that. So yeah, so that's a good thing, really. So if I met a guy who was like more of a homebody, we would just be at home with each other, besides the times we go out on long road trips and everything. And to be honest with you, there's really only a couple places I really wanted to road trip to. Like, I don't expect him to take me on a road trip like every single month, really. Like, once every year or once every 2 years or as often as he wants to would be fine with me. There's only a couple places I wanted to road trip to, really. I wanted to go to the Carolinas, unless we end up living in the Carolinas, then we already are in the Carolinas, but I want to go to the Carolinas, back to Ohio, and also to Kentucky to see the Waverly Hills Sanitarium, And also to Galveston, Texas. I always wanted to visit Galveston, Texas, because I've seen pictures of it on Google Street View, and I just think it's beautiful. That'd be such a fun place to road trip to. And also, I wanted to take a road trip up and down Interstate 95 because I did a whole episode of Joe Winko Talk about that, my Interstate 95 episode of Joe Winko Talk, because it's always been my dream to take a road trip up and down Interstate 95. And it would be even better to take that road trip with a nice guy who likes having me in the passenger seat with him, a nice guy who's adventurous but can't stand being on airplanes, and wants to drive up and down Interstate 95 with me, and that'd be another way for us to bond with each other, really. And I think that would be beautiful, really. Like, I'd want him to enjoy all that too, honestly. And another thing is, like, overall, basically, I feel like relationships should not be transactional at all. Like, they shouldn't be like, oh, this is like a trade-off between us. I think, like, both partners should be happy with what they're doing. Like, one person, like, if a person's saying, oh, I have to do this, I have to sacrifice this to be with this person, or, oh, I have to do this to be with this person, I don't want it to be like that. Really. I don't want it to be like that. You know, maybe there's a man out there who's all alone. Maybe there's a guy out there who just likes sucking a guy off and doesn't like putting his penis in another guy's mouth, because I can totally understand why a guy wouldn't want to put his penis in another guy's mouth. Maybe he just likes performing oral instead of receiving oral. And maybe there's a guy who's all alone, maybe he's watching this video. Hopefully he tries contacting me. Hopefully he's watching this after he's watching this video. Hopefully he tries contacting me, because I have my email in this video and in the description and everything. And he feels like he wants a nice guy to live with him, who would be at home with him all the time, and who doesn't want to go out to bars or nightclubs at all, because I don't want to go out to bars and nightclubs at all, and who would love going on long road trips with him too, because maybe the man I'm talking about would love to take me out on a long road trip, because maybe he wants to go on a long road trip, but he doesn't want to go by himself, though, because I honestly cannot imagine going on a long road trip by yourself. That wouldn't be very fun at all. But he doesn't want to take them alone. He wants company with them while he's out there on the road. Get what I'm saying, guys? Sorry it's a bit hard for me to explain, but I hope it makes sense to all of you. And also, I heard of this. Some people have, like, a need to be needed, like, quote-unquote, a need to be needed. Like, they feel like if people don't need them anymore, like, if no one needs them at all, they'd feel alone, and they'd feel, like, really lonely, because they feel like, oh, I'm here on Earth, but no one needs me at all. I feel really sad. But, you know, I could easily fix that. Like, because if I was with someone who had a need to be needed, I'd be like, oh, well, I need you here, because you give me a home, you give me a place to stay, and I don't want to leave you at all, and I think you make me feel welcomed, and I love being with you every single day. I love waking up to you every single day. I love being pleasured by you every single day. And I love going on long road trips with you. And I love being at home making my YouTube videos and then putting them on... What was that? And then, I thought I had one here. But then putting them on DVDs and then watching them with you every day and showing my videos to you every day. And even having you as a guest star on Joe Winko Talk, because I'd really want to find a guy who'd want to do that. But if he wants to, it's not a deal breaker if he doesn't want to. But that'd be really awesome. And that's what I'm looking for, really. Like, I'd have a home, I would never feel unwelcome at all, and I'd be happy then, really. And I'd help make him happy. That's what it would be. It wouldn't be transactional at all. We're both doing something we love doing. We both match each other, really. Sorry if that might not make sense, but that was the best way I could explain it, really. And getting back to what I'm saying earlier, my uncle Mario, he always liked having me with him, and he always was really happy for me to be at home with him, because that's how it was with me and my uncle. I was always at living in his mansion with him, and well, you don't have to live in a mansion. You like the guy watching this video, you don't have to live in a mansion. We could live in a trailer for all I care, as long as it's comfortable in a safe place and doesn't have cockroaches or bed bugs at all. It would be fine. But as long as it's comfortable and in a safe place, so no one breaks in and tries stealing my stuff at all, that'd be fine with me. And I had that with my uncle. I felt like I was truly at home with him because I belonged there. But right now, my uncle isn't alive anymore. And therefore, here I am right now looking for this father-son relationship that everyone keeps telling me I'm never going to find it all. People always tell me that. And, but you know what? Even if I don't end up finding this, let's just say worst case scenario, I never end up finding a father-son relationship. Let's say the lease on my apartment expires. I end up homeless. I end up out on the streets with no way to get my insulin. I spend the final couple of days of my life out on the streets, far away, dying of no insulin, dying of hyperglycemia. You know, while I'm dying out on, if that ever happens, and if I ever end up out on the streets dying with no insulin, like far away, dying with no insulin, I will know in my heart, at least I tried. At least I tried to avoid this, but I couldn't. At least I tried. That's what I'll be telling myself. And that's the same exact thing that Andrea in the season 3 finale of The Walking Dead, that's the same thing Andrea said when she was in the governor's torture chamber and she was bitten by the zombie and she had to shoot herself because she was going to die, because she was going to turn. That's the same exact thing Andrea said. At least I tried. I tried. That's what she told Rick.
I tried.
You did. You did.
So that's what I'll be saying to myself. At least I tried. And then, you know what? There's another thing I will know. Another thing I know is, while I'm laying there dying with no insulin, I know exactly where I'll be going. I'll be going to heaven. And I'll finally get to see my uncle again. And in all honesty, I'll truly find what I'm looking for then. Because I miss my uncle, and I'm sad that he's gone, but I'll be with him again. And, you know, I'll be thinking to myself, all those mean guys who saw my post on Facebook, who saw me on Silver Daddies, who saw me on OkCupid, who kept telling me, Joe, you're never going to find this relationship at all. Joe, you're never going to find it. I will know, yes, I have. Even if I don't find it while I'm alive, I will find it when I'm gone. Because I'll be back with my uncle again, in heaven, and in God's home. Yeah. So that's basically it. Sorry about that gloomy ending, but I was just being completely honest, because as one of my YouTube followers told me, it's important to be honest with all my followers. And in other news, I have a new Sims 2 horror movie on the way. It's going to be called Call of the Scarecrow, and it's going to be about a killer scarecrow on the loose in Arkansas. So be on the lookout for it. And also, this may be a weird request for you guys, but could you all help share this video? Like, help get this video out there? if you guys want to, like, help share it with everyone. Because, you know, it might help me to some extent, I guess. Like if a lonely man in his 40s, 50s, or 60s, or 30s watches this video and says, oh, hey, this boy's looking for a father-son relationship and I have a need to be needed, I should contact him. It might help me find that. And if I find that, then I won't have to die at all because I won't be homeless and I'll have a way to get my insulin and everything. And it'll be fine. And I could keep making my YouTube videos, which is what you guys all want, isn't it? Or at least I hope. And, well, that's basically it. So, yeah. So don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. And that's it. So, peace out, people.